If I ask you right now that when you have cancer, who would you go towards? Oncologist. If you have malaria, who would you approach? Physician, a doctor. How is it a problem that when you have a mental illness, you are scared to approach a specialist in mental health? That's the problem. And tonight, my main aim of this program is to eradicate the stigma surrounding mental health.
Houses in Tanzania, but they don't have that service. Wanaenda wanafanya program lakini hawapati huduma ya counseling. So kuanzia 2016 nilianza kuvolunteer kupitia sober houses hapa Dar es Salaam, mkoa wa Pwani, lakini pia mkoa wa Dodoma. Nimekuwa nikifanya hii kazi sasa ni miaka mitatu, na what I'm going to discuss today is about the whole thing about addiction. Sasa watu wengi hawajui ni kitu gani, kwa sababu wanaangalia matokeo au tabia ambazo zinaambatana na hii addiction, lakini hawafahamu ni nini. Sasa baada ya kujua hiyo maana, nataka tujue kwamba ni kitu gani labda kinasababisha mtu kuwa na hili tatizo. Jambo la kwanza ni inasababishwa na tunasema biological, yaani kwamba ni kitu ambacho kiko kwenye DNA. Na ndio maana tunasema
I want to share a story with all of you. There was a university student in her early 20s. She was classified as bubbly, but she kept to herself due to the amount of work. She had moved from a city to one she had never been before, and she was living alone. She was in her final year, and as you can imagine, she was undergoing a lot of stress. She had deadlines to meet. She was thinking about whether to apply for jobs or a postgraduate degree. She also had to think about whether there were enough eggs for breakfast for the next day. And to top that off, she wanted to maintain a healthy lifestyle. In the midst of juggling this all, she forgot what it felt like to live in the moment. Her workload took a toll on her, that she frequently complained about chest pains, sleepless nights, and headaches. That girl was me. Let me fast forward to the night before the dissertation deadline. I clearly remember sitting in the library and doing the final touches. As I went along, I realized that my results and discussion sections that I typed out, which by the way I spent weeks on, was no longer there. And as some of you may know, these are the two main sections in a scientific report that carry the most weight. That was around 7 p.m. I spent an hour trying to retrieve my work, but unfortunately, I couldn't. The deadline was the next day at 12 p.m. midday. Keeping that in mind, keeping the time frame I had in mind, I panicked. I froze. I started getting palpitations. I was shaking.
We all have immense potential. Say it loud with me. We all have potential.
We all have potential.
There are some people who are silent here. Maybe they're like, we don't have potential, so we're not going to say it anyways. No, all of you have potential. Say it with me. We all have potential.
We all have potential.
And how do we explore that potential? Having the right mind frame and mindset. Do all of you agree?
You are the change makers, and we believe you can make a difference in the lives of the affected individuals. I stand here before you today to address the mental health of our dear children, that which is vital for the development of our very society. Recent statistics display that as Africa's population is expected to double over the next 3 decades, the percentage of children with mental health disorders will also rise significantly.
And it's about creating awareness. I don't want to go into depth of it, but it's something that is very close to my heart because my mother battled depression for the last 7 years of her life. And I've seen her, what she went through and what family went through, and how people or family trying to support her because of lack of awareness actually gave us free advices which are not really right and were not very supportive with all good faith. So that's my vision. And Fikra Afia basically deals with fighting stigma and creating awareness around mental health. So when we talk of mental health, I just want you to be aware that many a times we mix it with neurological or developmental disorders. That's nothing to do with mental health. Mental health is conditions such as depression, anxiety, stress, self-harm, all these things which, if intervened early, people can really live healthy, fulfilling lives. So please be mindful of not mixing mental health conditions with neurological or developmental disorders. Alright, so when Ejaz told me, I was thinking what to talk about, and I said, let's talk some new topic that nobody has experienced. And I thought, let's talk about stress. I'm sure none of you have experienced stress, right? Yeah. How many have experienced stress? Can we raise our hands? In fact, I can raise both because I've experienced it often.
So, as I've been correctly introduced, I'm a medical doctor, and in the years of my training, I have been accustomed to cramming textbooks as thick as almost the size of this stage. So if at any point in time you feel like I'm talking a foreign language or you don't understand, please put your hand up and I'll try to make my language simpler. I'm here to talk today about something that we hear every single day and yet we don't want to talk about it. I'm here to talk about a big boom called, do we feel sad?
Yes.
Yes, we do. How many of us have never felt sad? Is there anybody in this room who can say, I'm never sad? Wow, congratulations to you. Congratulations, you better give us some tips later on. But majority of us in this room have felt sad at one point in time. So does that mean we're depressed?
No.
No, it doesn't. Why? Why? Why is not everyone who is sad not depressed? Come on. Yes.
I think, I'm not so sure. But in sadness, you know that this time will end. Time heals. But with depression, you feel that no, there's no end to this.
Thank you very much. With sadness, there is a higher chance that we're going to snap out of it. Yeah? Depression is a mood disorder that is classified by a persistent feeling of sadness. So somebody is feeling sad for a very, very long time and cannot snap out.
We move on to the next speaker. One of our speakers has another commitment, hence she has to leave us. But before leaving, I would like to call her on stage and to please come and collect her certificate. And with a round of applause, please. Miss ZAINAB Rahim, once again, round of applause.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Mr. Ejaz, for putting on this event. So, Mr. Ejaz, he asked me to share specifically on how not to let others influence you. Okay? How not to let other people influence you. How many of you have been influenced by people? Just a few of you? All of you, right? Whether you're young, old, midlife, whatever stage in life, we've all been influenced. We're always influenced. Even right now, we're being influenced.
The Joyce brothers once uttered, a strong positive self-image is the best possible preparation for success. And she said she's a corporate trainer. There are a lot of people here present in the hall, in Dar es Salaam, in Tanzania, around the globe, who are scared of public speaking. How many of us here are scared of public speaking? Raise your hands right now. So, a large number. There's a man by the name of Frank Paolo. How many of you have heard of him? Frank Paolo. He's written a book called How to Make a Great Presentation in 2 Hours. So he said everything depends on mindset. So I'll give you an example. Any of you watch Netflix? Yeah, a lot. Can you give me a name of a show? Nagos. I don't watch, so I don't know.
Bird box.
Bird walks. Bird walks. So let's say bird walks. Bird box.
Yeah, bird box.
Bird box. Hi. So let's say bird box is your favorite show, and suddenly it comes to an end. How would you feel?
Very bad.
Terrible?
No.
If it would have ended and it's your favorite show, how would you feel?
Watch another one.
No, it's never gonna come back again.
Yeah.
You'll feel sad, right? Now let's say, let me give you another instance. You are a father or a mother, and your child constantly watches this bird box, and it comes to an end. How would you feel? Your child doesn't focus on education, doesn't even talk to you. Always bird box, bird box. How would you feel when the show comes to an end?
Relieved.
Relieved, right? Very happy. Now, let me ask you a question. Is it bird box that is bird box is the event, right? That's the program. When it comes to an end, there are two different people. One who has a positive mind frame on bird box, one who has a negative mind frame on bird box. One who is negative about it, right? The same way with public speaking. You can either have a positive mindset when it comes to public speaking or a negative mindset. It all depends on your mindset. Hence, change your perception today regarding public speaking, change your mind frame and you will succeed.
Last time to check for your mental health. Today?
Never.
Never. Some never. Last week? Difficult. But it's something that you have to do because mental health is for everyone. You see, it's something that we need to do now and then. Even myself today, I've checked mine. So I have to check yours. Will you allow me to do that?
Yes.
Okay, so in that case, then let me help you to do it. So when we talk about mental health, just know it is a well-being. And if it is a well-being, it's for everyone. It's not just for anyone. It's for everyone. And if it is that for everyone, that means it will take you to realize your ability. And unfortunately, most of us, we really don't know our ability. And when someone will approach and say, you can do it, then you say, do you believe that? And then you return the question to the person who even told you that you can do it. Because you don't believe that we can do it.
Waafrika tunaamini kwamba tuna vijana wanaweza kusaidia na tunaamini. Sasa nchi zetu nyingi damu, kama tuna vijana watakaoweza kusaidia taifa letu, tunaamini vile vile kuna madokta watakaoweza kwa ajili wetu.
Bwana mengi alikuwa na haya. Tumsikilize.
Good evening, everybody. Today, I'm so happy. Because once I get an invitation from this guy, kwa kweli nilifurahi sana. Nilifurahi kwa sababu inaamini kwamba vijana wetu wa Kiafrika wana matatizo makubwa sana. Lakini lazima tupate madaktari. Lazima tupate wazungumzaji watakaoweza kufanya hivi vitu vikawa katika mkutano wa nyuka.
Waheshimiwa wageni waliko, mambo. Nimeshukuru sana kwa kuweza kupokea mwaliko huu. Maana kazi kwelikweli. Nimeweza kupokea mwaliko huu nikiwa kwangu Msoga kule na mama yenu. Nikaambiwa kuna watu huku bwana wana mambo yao. Na mimi nikasema sina zozo. Lazima nifike tuweze kuzungumza. Jipigeni makofi tafadhali. Kwa mara ya kwanza mimi ni mtu wa kuzunguka sana. Unajua topic mlioichagua ni topic nzuri sana, hasa katika kipindi cha Magufuli. Nani asiyefahamu kama hali mbaya? Na mimi nilipofika nikasema jamani, topic hii kuna watu wanachanganyikiwa, tena wanachanganyikiwa sana tu kwa sababu ya hali sio hali.
Waheshimiwa wageni waalikwa, fikra afya oye! Kwanza kabisa naomba niwapongeze wote mliokuja hapa, tujipigie makofi mengi. Na kwa mara ya kwanza nilipopata fursa hii, nilipoitwa hapa ili tuweze kudiscuss hizi mada, nikasema kwamba lazima nifike, ili kusudi katika serikali yangu mimi nataka ni watu ambao ni wachapakazi kweli kweli. Na nisema hili kwa sababu katika Tanzania sina raia hewa. Tujipigie makofi mengi. Naomba mpisheni hapo. Mpigeni makofi mengi. Good evening. Where are you come from? From where?
Bukoba.
Jamani, Wahaya tupo kama hivi. Wamezungumza mambo mazuri kweli. Na nasema hili kwa sababu sina uhakika kama una visa. Una visa? Kama hauna visa usiogope, kwa sababu ninajua umekuja kusaidia taifa langu, na watu ambao wako positive katika taifa langu mimi huwa nawapa kipaumbele kweli kweli. Unaomba
visa?
Tumpatie tusimpatie?
Mpatie.
Baada ya hapo karibu Ikulu. Unaweza kunialika. Nina imani kubwa kabisa wewe sio Mtanzania hewa. Na mkitoka hapa naomba tufurahi kwa pamoja, lakini nakaribisha maombi ofisini ili tuweze kuwasaidia vijana ambao hawachapi kazi. Ili tuweze kuwasaidia vijana ambao wanachanganyikiwa kila leo na watachanganyikiwa. Mimi kazi yangu ni kutumbua. Kama wafanyi kazi wanakaa huko maofisini na watu ni hewa na watumbua. Tunataka watu wachapa kazi. Na wewe ni mchapa kazi mmoja wapo. Baada ya hapo nitachukua contact zako, tutaendelea kuwasiliana na mzee wangu pale yule singa msalimieni.